Welcome to another episode of Reddit Stories. This time we are looking at the worst day of people's life. Ensure you like and subscribe to my channel at the end of the video.
My husband had been in the hospital for 2 days with sudden organ failure. The first 2 days he was only lucid for a little while. I had to calm him down when the nurses strapped him to the bed because he had to pee and was trying to take his catheter out so he could get up. I'll never forget how his eyes were wild. He was thrashing so much and begging me to take the straps off. I stroked his hair and kept calling him baby, telling him it would be okay, but he just had to relax. Finally he did, but once he laid back and used the catheter, the nurses said I had to leave the room again. They had to intubate pretty soon after that. He was unconscious the rest of the time we were there, but every now and then he would squeeze my hand or raise his eyebrows. I was by his side constantly once they got him out of the ICU and into a room. I kept telling him to try, that he was strong and he could do this. He opened his eyes a few times, just for a second, and I could see him in them. He was still there. The third day, I woke up from the chair in the corner of the hospital room and went back to his side. I knew then he was gone. His beautiful blue eyes were open just a little bit, but it was involuntary. They were yellowed and funny and blank. My husband wasn't there anymore. Around 10:30 a.m., the doctor told me there was nothing else they could do, but he could stay on life support as long as I wanted. I said I wanted him to go peacefully if there really wasn't anything they could do. He warned me that it could take a while once they took the tube out. They removed his breathing tube and I kissed him. His lips were bloodied and chapped, but I didn't care. His chest rose and fell so slowly. I stroked his hair, and then he stopped. It took about 2 minutes. The doctor put his hand on my shoulder and told me he was gone. I put my head on my husband's chest, held his head in my hands, and cried harder and longer than I ever have in my life. I couldn't stop. Eventually, I had nothing left in me, and I just laid there on his chest. I kissed him again when I could move. I knew he wanted to be cremated, so I asked the nurse if they could clip some of his hair for me. He was always so proud of his hair. They did. They were very kind. Then I went home to my empty house with a plastic bag of my husband's hair and an EKG printout of his last heartbeats. I got ridiculously drunk and kept expecting him to walk out of the bedroom. I fell on my way to the bathroom and busted my chin open on the floor. It was 4 days before Christmas. He was 32 years old. I have had terrible days since then, but that was by far the most painful, most horrible day of my entire life. God, I miss him.